What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? We are back again with another 90-day fiance before the 90 days video, and this one is all about the most recent episode, Tell All. And when I tell you this, ladies and gentlemen, people are absolutely fuming and irate with the way the show went down in part 2. But before we get into that though, let's start off by giving a big massive shout out to every single person that is a member of the freaking channel. Now, ladies and gentlemen, at this moment in time, this is one of the threads that's currently trending on Reddit, and this person comes out by saying, the way the cast is treating Himina, I'm watching the Tell All part 2, and the way that everyone is piling onto Himina, saying he pays your bills, he treats your kids right, yada yada. But does it not matter how she feels? She has stated numerous times that she is not in love with him. She left her job doing whatever because he offered to care for her, and they're hanging it over her head. Himina is one of the most real cast members I've seen. She is raw and rough and rude and not perfect, but it is clear that he is abusing her emotionally and financially, and everyone else is white knighting for Mike like he was an angel. You can't dangle the fact that he gave her his money and time over her head. Time over her head. It is so beyond clear that she is hurting. She doesn't want to live in the US and she doesn't like Mike. That isn't cruel and it isn't the end of the world. She should be allowed to leave a relationship without people calling her a witch. She isn't perfect by any stretch of an imagination, but every single one of us would be lying if we said we were perfect. I'm so annoyed. Now, ladies and gentlemen, in this one itself in particular, there is a specific comment that I do want to share that followed this thread itself in particular, and this is the comment right here. Someone came out by saying Mike isn't going to give up on the only adult relationship he's ever had. She could F Ben in front of him and Mike would still call and ask about their wedding, and that is nothing but absolute facts. But here's the thing though, ladies and gentlemen, before I even give you my opinions on everything that was just said, there is one more thread that is also happening right now that I do want to share with you guys. But trust me when I tell you, this one is slightly more vicious. Let's just say beep beep senses. But let's get into the next one, ladies and gentlemen. So this one reads, I watched the show to see stupid people do stupid things, but the way they show treated Himina is effing gross. Everyone is sucking Mike's a-hole as if he were a normal, honorable person, and treating Himina as if her job as a sex worker made her inhuman. F you TLC, you know what you did tonight. The show always goes in the direction the producers decide. Even the bits that are not scripted are still directed, like the decision to invite people who would certainly berate Himina and the way the host approached her questions and interactions. TLC cuddles predators, Ed, Colt, Ben, etc., etc., and crucifies women who don't play the way they're supposed to. Once again, FUTLC. And you know what though, ladies and gentlemen, after reading both of those threads himself, including the comment and many other comments that I did see, of course, I can tell you this right now, I can completely understand why people are absolutely irate right now, absolutely furious with the behavior that was displayed yesterday on Tell All Part 2. And to be honest with you, one of the people that I do believe was the ringleader was definitely Kimberly. Honestly, Kimberly, the nerve for a woman who came on the show and cried, but screamed and got angry because a man wouldn't sleep with her because she, by her choice, bought a man a MacBook and a PS5. She thought that was going to be enough to win over Usman. That was Kimberly's attitude at the very beginning of the season and pretty much still to this day. But then she had the audacity to come out there. Her and the rest of the cast had the audacity to come all the way to him and say, yeah, but he was paying for this, he was paying for that. But guess what, Kimberly and everybody else? Just like Kimberly chose to buy things, guess what? Mike chose to buy, to pay for all these things. Just like Jasmine chose to go on this website, this sugar daddy website, to meet Gino, which is also a website of money. Mike chose to pay Himina and she chose to accept, but at the end of the day, she then decided to say, you know what? You can pay for me, you can pay for my children, but the matter of fact is you are disgusting and I still do not love you. So let's just go our separate ways. But guess what though? Mike, just like Kimberly, just like Jasmine, and just like some of the other cousins who just won't walk away, guess what? Mike didn't walk away. He had the opportunity. She legit broke up with him. In fact, she was the only person, Himina was the only person that said, listen, we are over. Kimberly stayed with Usman regardless of her feelings. Usman stayed with her regardless of the way she was, if you dig what I'm saying. And then we've got Jasmine, stayed with Gino regardless of all the nudes and everything that happened down the line anyway. But yet they have the audacity to come in and have their own 2 cents. Ella, why Ella was even breathing on set, I don't even know, to be honest with you, because goddamn, she was just a complete write-off. Benjamin, on the other hand, the guy that paid Mahogany, a girl that he had never even met before, £1,000 in loan. He gave £1,000, a woman he had never even met, and a woman that even made it abundantly clear that she didn't even want to meet him. She only met him because he forced himself to take a plane all the way to Peru. But guess what though, ladies and gentlemen, when the show went down, the host herself in particular show did nothing to actually bring these things to light and say, hold on a minute, you're judging him enough? But yet you guys have been spending how much money? And you guys have been using money in your own manipulative way with gifts and trips and everything. But yet you want to berate someone like Himina who actually said, you know what, hold on a minute. I don't want the money anymore, actually. I'm actually okay. Because I'm better off without you. Because you're a disgusting man. And let's not forget, just like Benjamin was left stranded, but still came back to Mahogany, a woman that didn't want him. Mike, she told him, I don't want to be with you, but he still came back just like Benjamin kept coming back. Kimberly had so many outbreaks and hissy fits, but guess what? She still came back. And these people want to comment. Ella had how many crying scenes about how Johnny isn't going to come and see her, but guess what? She still stuck around and still done the dirty. And then we had Usman talking about potential this, potential that, but then in the end he ended up making a woman that he obviously has no respect for, his girlfriend anyway. And these people want to sit on this stage and have their own freaking 2 cents about Himina, the only person that actually flat out said, I'm leaving you. She expressed what she didn't like. Mike attempted to change it, but it wasn't enough for her. So she did the most civil and most honest thing that you could ever do for anyone. And that was, we are over. None of them did that. All they did was just cause drama after drama after drama per each episode because every single one of them were just hungry to be on TV. They were hungry to just get some spotlight on themselves. And let's be real, that is pretty much it. I mean, look at Jasmine, for example, playing the long game. She's the one that should have left Gina way before anyone else should have left anyone else in the show. But no, she stayed and complained and complained because she has a long run of herself. She has a long-term plan of herself. Nonetheless, though, ladies and gentlemen, I believe that is everything that I want to add to these threads that I think that are absolutely pinpoint accurate, if you understand me. But hey, you guys let me know what you gotta say in the comment section. But of course, unlike one of the threads that I did read, you do know you got to keep your words PG. Otherwise, Google, YouTube will obviously take away your comments. And of course, I don't want that to happen because I want to see what you guys are going to say. Come on now. Let's get our feedback in of Tell All Part freaking 2. Like, subscribe, and peace.